Welcome to Dean TV's brand new program. It's called Active and Healthy with Gina. And we're going to be focusing on two things. As the name says, we're going to focus on helping you get active and get healthy. So the activity part, we're going to do 10 minutes. We'll be doing it in studio of the Ageless Grace exercises. And if anybody saw Faisal's going live video from a little while ago, you saw that I had two youthful members in the studio. One of the great things about Ageless Grace is it can be done by anybody. So you will get the opportunity to practice and do Ageless Grace at home for 10 minutes. So that's going to be the active part of this new show. Now, the healthy part of the new show is going to cover everything to do with health and wellness for seniors. So for anybody who's over 55 and anybody maybe who helps take care of those who are getting older. Because as I say, we're all aging day by day. So the health part is going to cover a couple of key issues that concern you. It can be things to do with physical well-being, and there are many different health issues that concern seniors. So the number one killer is heart disease. It can be Alzheimer's, dementia, understanding the difference between the two. Many people have the challenge of living with Parkinson's, of living with arthritis, osteoporosis. We'll cover many of these things. Eye health, all different aspects of your health that are important that you need to know about to be taking care of yourself as you age. So I'll get in various experts to be able to come and share with you some useful information, maybe some of their articles, and some tips on how you can stay healthy. We'll discuss nutrition as very, very important of health and part of wellness, because so many of us eat the wrong things, so it's important that we're getting the right nutrition into us. The exercise part, obviously, we're going to cover with Ageless Grace. We will cover issues to do the more serious ones, because the area of depression and loneliness also concerns seniors. What to do when you lose a partner that you've had for 30, 40, 50 years. So that's an issue. The issue of abuse of seniors, of people taking advantage and abuse of their parents financially. So it's about you getting everything that you want set up for your own financial situation, your will, maybe a living will, if you're unable to make decisions for yourself. So understanding what you need to do to get your pension. Not much of a pension these days with what we get from the government, but something is better than nothing. And as I said, just knowing how you want your state of life to be, and to make sure that this middle years, because yes, this program is aimed at seniors, but for me, as I hit 60 this year, what I feel is, I know I'm getting older, but I do not feel old. I feel I'm in my middle years, not my later years. I still feel there is so much to achieve and so much to do. And I want you to be able to experience the same. So my goal is to reach out to you in your house, in your home, and to realize that you can have the best quality of life. That the goal is to change the face of aging in the world, to change the language around aging, and to give you the best quality of life. Because Denise Medved, who created Ageless Grace, says we should be able to live healthy and to die healthy. So I hope that you're going to really, really enjoy this show. The concept is that we will do, as I said, 10 minutes of Ageless Grace exercises in the show. We will have some special expert to interview and discuss. But this first week, I really wanted you to understand what Ageless Grace is all about, the background of this program, why it's good for anybody to do. So, here we go. First and foremost, the evolution of Ageless Grace. This is a fitness program that launched in America in 2011. It was started by a lady called Denise Medved. She'd worked over 25 years in the fitness industry and was passionate about working with seniors. So she'd seen her own parents struggle with their health. She'd had people in the family cope with everything from rheumatoid arthritis, osteoporosis, obesity, cancers, and then ultimately in her mother's last years, sadly, to cope with Alzheimer's. So she saw people age well and she saw people age badly. And she wanted really to be able to help other people. Her passion was working with seniors, and it is so infectious. It's something that I picked up as well. So Ageless Grace started in 2011, and it has grown greatly. It came to South Africa in 2012, and people can become educators and take classes, or you can learn to do it at home. So we will talk about that as well. Or you can go the whole way like I did and become a trainer, because I teach classes, but I also teach other people who want to become educators, to teach other people, whether it's just your own small home group, to be able how to do these classes. So why do we need to do something like Ageless Grace? Well, the reality is we need to keep this wonderful machine that is the human body moving. And basically, if we don't move it, we lose it. So we want to keep our hands supple. Fingers, people lose their dexterity with the wrist, with the arms. People have problems with their shoulders, with their hips, with their knees, with ankles, and very, very importantly, with balance. So we need to keep fit. Modern neuroscience has proved that the best exercise for the brain is physical exercise. So you need to keep moving. But you don't have to go, whoa, I don't want to go down to the gym. Many of us hate the gym. You don't have to go to the gym. You can start with gentle exercises, and you can start with 10 minutes of Ageless Grace at home, because we all need to keep moving, every single one of us. So, who can do it? Well, I have had people in my classes from age 3 to 100. And my students, who you're going to see a little bit later, fall somewhere in the kind of lower years, but because it really, really can be done by anybody. So it doesn't matter what your age, what your level of health and fitness. If you're not feeling fit, if you're not feeling active, Ageless Grace is a wonderful place to start. And you will be amazed how in 10 minutes you'll get your cardiovascular system going, that heart will start beating, your joints will be thanking you for getting them moving. So absolutely anybody and everybody can do this program. So where do we do it? Well, I'm speaking to you at home. You might well be sitting on a sofa or an armchair, which is just a little too soft for the 10 minutes of exercises that we need to do. So when we cut to the break, what I want you to do is to do two things. I want you to go and get a chair. Maybe a chair like I've got, a nice, firm, sturdy chair. Maybe it's the dining room chair, maybe it is a chair from the kitchen, maybe it's even something from the garden. It can have arms, or it can be without arms, but you don't want something from the office that's got feet, because you don't want to go scooting all around the place. The other thing you need to do is you need to take your socks and shoes off, because we do these exercises barefoot. So I don't know if that foot's clean. If not, I'm going to blame the boys' carpet. But the reason we do it at home is very simply, you don't need to have shoes on because you're in your own house. But more importantly, our feet have 7,000 nerve endings in them. This is an incredible piece of machinery. As we age, it's one of the most important things that we need to take care of. We need to keep this bend between the toes and the feet. It's important for flexibility. It's important for balance. We have got a very key balance point that is between your second and third toe. And you are grounded when your feet are touching the earth. So it really helps to have bare feet when you do your exercises. There's various ankle movements that we do. So it's nice not to have shoes attached that are going to help you feel heavy. And if you're at home, no one's going to see. If you've got socks with a hole on them, just take them off. So when we cut to break, get that chair, socks and shoes off, and then you're going to get ready for your exercises. So the other reason that we do it in a chair is it's a level playing ground. So when I had the 3-year-old here in the class, she was able to very energetically jiggle in the chair. I've done classes with 100-year-old people in the class, and it's amazing. If they can see me and they can hear the music and they just copy the movements, they can do it. So I don't care how fit you are, and you'll feel fitter and you'll feel healthier and you'll feel better. Because when you get moving as well, one of the things it does is it works on the endorphins in the brain. It lifts your mood. And as I said, one of the subjects we will discuss will be depression. So anything that you can do that can lift you up is very important. The music itself is incredibly uplifting. Now, in a class scenario, I'm able to use a lot of the classic music that can go back from the 20s, the 30s, the 40s. We can be using Vera Lynn. We can be using the great crooners from the 50s, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Bing Crosby, all that rock and roll from the 60s, some of the greatest music ever, the Beatles, the Bee Gees, and then into the 70s. I've even been asked for Justin Bieber because somebody's granddaughter loves him. So I'll do a class with any music. Sometimes I'll do classical. It can be jazz, it can be blues. So we'll have a variety of music in the background to be able to get you moving, just because it's so instinctive to be able to hear music and to move with it. So that's what we want you to be able to do. So we do it in the chair because it keeps us stable. It means anybody can do it. We're concentrating on the core, so you can still be strengthening the core. That very, very center of your body is important that it is strong so that it helps you with your balance. It helps strengthen your back. So we're going to have you focus on your core, because the moment you lift your legs off the floor, you're having to activate your core to do so. Because we are moving around the body, we are moving all the body's systems, whether it's the digestive system, the cardiovascular system, your circulatory system. All of these things get moved when you are moving using Ageless Grace. So being in a chair means anybody can do it, and you take it at your own pace. First golden rule when you start a class for the first time is, even if it's at home, is the voice of the body is always wise. So you listen to your own body. So if your shoulder's a little stiff, or your wrist is stiff, or your fingers hurt, you just move what you can. I've had people in my class say that one of the things, and I've been teaching now for almost 2 years, is just by the very gentle hand movements that we do, that she has got an increased flexibility in her hands and in her fingers. And that's wonderful. We all want to be able to do that. You still want to be able to reach and pick up a little button or a pin, anything. So your use of your fingers, the use of your feet, and balance. So how are we going to do Ageless Grace? Well, we're going to start right here, right with you, in your home, and you're going to do it for 10 minutes. So when we go to break, get your chair, socks and shoes off, or you can come to classes. The great thing with Ageless Grace is there are educators who teach classes across the country. For me, living in the southern suburbs in this beautiful city of Cape Town, I get to do most of my classes in that area, and I teach 9 classes a week. And I also teach as an Ageless Grace trainer. I teach other educators who want to be able to teach people. And we have there's so much need. People need more educators, we need more people doing classes, and we also run a great program called the Personal Practice Seminar that enables you to be able to learn how to do the 10 minutes at home. But by being here on Active and Healthy with Gina, on TV, Dean TV, your regular weekly show, you're going to be able to build up a little library of those 10-minute slots so that you can do different exercises every day. Just 10 minutes and you'll see how good it gets. So I want you, as I said, find that right chair, get those socks and shoes off, and when we come back after the break, I'm going to find my studio audience because they've gone missing and they need to do these exercises. Let's see how fit they are after 10 minutes of Ageless Grace with Gina, and welcome to Dean TV's first show of Active and Healthy with Gina. Welcome back to Active and Healthy with Gina. So I hope you took advantage of the break, that you've grabbed that sensible chair, you've taken off your socks and shoes, and I'm delighted that I have got 2 guests with me. And so I have got Faisal of the Faisal Syed Show, who's going to be here because I've told him that these exercises can be done by anybody. And we've got Rashid, who also works here in the studio, because I want to reiterate this point that it doesn't matter whatever your age, anybody can do it. So let's hit the music and let's get started with our first exercise called Juicy Joints. And we're going to be working on the hands. So hands and fingers to begin with. So we take the hands out, stretch your fingers open and close. Stretch, close. That's nice. Just stretch these hands out. So keeping flexibility in your fingers is really, really important. Okay, we're going to turn it into a little fist. Open, close, clench, and quicker. Quite easy. Hope you're able to do this at home. So we're just opening and closing these hands, loosening up these first joints, and then we're going to stop and stop. Hands out, shoulders, push out and back. Did I say it's good for coordination? Well, it is. How good's their coordination? Just checking. And good to connect to the music as well. I like it. And let's go quicker. And again, you move with your range of motion, whatever's comfortable for you, in and out. Because this is all upper body movement.
I don't think it is moving too fast for his age.
No, the question is, are you moving fast enough? That's what I want to know. Okay, hands to your shoulders. Touch, down. We're just extending them. Out of the shoulders, getting this elbow stretching down. And in time to the music. And quicker. Music's very key. So we're going to stop with the hands on the shoulders and take one up, down, up, down. Come on, we're just getting upper body. How coordinated is this man? Shoulder, touch, touch, touch. And reach across the body. Stretch, 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 stretch. It's very interesting, I find, how people find stretching across the body a challenge, as if you're reaching to tap someone on the shoulder. Got that? That's right. Tap your hand, tap your hand. Very good. Now, I want both hands, shoulders, out to the side, turn these palms down, up and down. So, all those upper body joints, fingers, wrist, elbow, shoulder. So just float them out. And the next one is going to enable us to work on the lower body joints. So we're going to work on the toes and the ankles and the knees. So let's take these feet up, please. We're not going to necessarily look at the bottom of the feet, but we're going to start with a nice circle. Let's start with these ankles. One of the nice reasons not to do it with heavy shoes. Anybody's knees creaking, or was that mine? Was that yours, Faisal?
I think that's Rashid.
Was it Rashid? Okay, all right. Somebody's got creaky knees. I'm not sure who. And you find out how strong your core is if you've got to hold on to the chair. Okay, this program is very much about balance as well. Balance upper body as well. We can do the arms. Come on, you're having to work your core. Arms up. Come on.
Oh.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And what about the other way? Reverse it. So balance comes from doing things, whatever we do one way, we do it the other. We're ambidextrous exercises. Means we do things on both sides. Okay, so this now is all ankles, feet. So it's good to stretch out these toes. So I want you to hold your feet out and imagine the space between these toes. When I first started doing this 2 years ago, my feet were like my fingers, all closed. You want to open it up. Stretch, 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 stretch. These boys need stretchy feet exercises. I can see that. Okay, bring these feet together and flex and point. Flex, point, flex, point. Does it feel it working your core?
I can feel that.
Ooh, your tummy. Ah. Was it just rumbling because it's lunchtime? Could be that. Having to work. Yeah. So imagine strengthening this tummy. Absolutely. Good for your tummy, good for your core. All right, we're going to keep the feet up and we're going to take the legs out and in, out and in, out and in. So we work now on the hip and on the knee. Try and keep these feet flexed. You're working on those ankles as well. So keep those toes towards you. You're having to work a little harder. You feel it more in the legs. Muscles in your legs. How? Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's how fit they are and how unfit you are. So sorry. Okay, oh, swimming time. All right, swimming lesson. First swimming lesson. Are we ready, everybody? We're going to start just with a little stroke called the breaststroke. And you lean forward and you're pushing the water aside. The nicest thing about doing this class, dive in, this exercise is good for upper body strength. And if you've never swum in your life, it really doesn't matter because you're not going to drown. You're at home in your own chair. How about that? But you are activating your shoulders again and your arms. Now we're turning now to what we call a crawl. It's a stroke when the head and the arm go side to side. And you turn, look, the way the arm's going. That's good, Rashid. I think you'd be better than Faisal with that stroke, without a doubt. Faisal definitely needs swimming lessons, I reckon. Is the water salty? Well, keep your mouth closed, but just keep breathing. Important in the exercises that you keep breathing. That includes me. Okay, back to sitting, and we've all watched Chad le Clos win the Olympics with a butterfly stroke. So it's arms up, oh yeah. Oh, whew. Boy, it's definitely exercise. We're amusing the crew, what can I say? Next time he's gonna do it. That'll be sweet revenge. One last one forward. My special stroke that I invented is backward butterfly. They didn't introduce it at the last Olympics, regardless of my suggestions. So you're using the whole shoulder in a different direction. Let's take it back. Oh yeah. Lovely. And let's see if we can get these legs moving. So splashy legs. Okay, legs up, splash. So imagine we're in the pool or in the sea. Yeah, come on.
And overweight, isn't it? I mean, some of the staff members.
He's not overweight.
Do they actually lose some weight?
No, only if you won't lose weight when you exercise. You lose weight when you change your nutritional habits. But the exercise helps with the suppleness. So the last one we're going to do, the third exercise is called Spelling Bee. And we are basically spelling with different parts of our body. Just so we know where we all are today, we're going to spell active, healthy, ageless, Grace, Faisal, Rashid, Gina. So we're going to start with one hand. Okay, everybody, we are spelling active first. So a big capital A, cross your A, and C, cross your T. I've gone down to little letters now. Dot your I, active, with that. So you're basically using all of your body and your mind. You're having to think. We're now spelling the word healthy with your other hand, please. Come on. Big H.
Can I do this in cursive now?
You can do it in cursive. It's your finger. And if you spell it wrong, you can rub it out. Curly Y, I've got. All right, now the class name is Ageless Grace, so we're going to spell ageless with this elbow in small little cursive letters. So you're using your shoulder in small movements. Ageless. A-G-E-L-E-S-S. So using, rub it out. If you spell it, spell it properly. I'm so busy trying to spell it myself, I can't correct his spelling. Okay, other side we're going to do Grace. So also small cursive. Very good. Now we're going to spell Faisal's name and we're going to write it in with our noses. Come on, and your head. So big F. Come on. A. I. Just to show anybody can do this. Z. Laughter's important, it's good for your core. Are you still concentrating? He's fallen apart. Okay, Rashid, somebody's still paying attention. We're using our ear. So you're writing with your ear, R, A. Will you keep quiet? Honestly. H. There's always one noisy one in every class. On a Saturday morning, normally it's my beloved husband. Well done, full stop. Wow, well that didn't take long. 10 minutes.
No, that was good.
4 exercises. You still breathing?
Lost a couple of kilos.
He's wishful thinking. So, joints feeling supple?
Yes, they are.
So there we are. We've worked on the joints. Did he? Okay. So juicy joints, that's working on joint mobility. The next one we did was that dive in, so you're working on upper body strength. And the last exercise we did was Spelling Bee. Great for the brain, great for using all the different systems in the body, because we're getting everything moving. We're not really thinking what we're moving because we're focusing on spelling something. And so there we are, our very, very first 10 minutes of Ageless Grace with Gina. So next week we are going to actually be doing that 10 minutes again, but with 3 different exercises. Ageless Grace has got 21 different exercises in total that address different causes of aging. Music is different every week. The exercises are different every week. And what we want is studio guests. So if you feel you are the person that we're talking to, you're one of those over 55-year-olds up to 100 and or over, and you would like to be with us on the show, I'd love to hear from you. You need to contact me on my Facebook page, Ageless Grace with Gina. So the class that we do, Ageless Grace with Gina, and send me a message so we can have two people. I'm going to have some of the students from my show coming as well. As I said, some of them have been with me almost 2 years. So we want you to be able to come here. The only criteria is that the studio does have one flight of stairs. So you need to be flexible enough for that. Otherwise, come and join us. We look forward to having you be with us and to you getting to practice your exercises. But in between, you practice these exercises at home and watch us on YouTube. You can be following me on Ageless Grace with Gina on Facebook. Obviously, there's the Dean TV. And I look forward to welcoming you back next week to Active and Healthy with Gina.